Cisco Stealthwatch Enterprise 7.x version, and we're going to do a WebUI walkthrough. All right, so the very first thing when you log in, you land on the network security dashboard. And when we start looking at the alarm hosts, what we can see is the top alarming host displays the current number of observed hosts on the network currently alarming in the category. So concern index is a host exhibiting multiple unusual behavior over time that indicate malware insider threat. Target index, hosts are being actively targeted by potentially malicious activity from other hosts. Data hoarding we'll come to in a second. Recon is network scanning. Then we have command and control. Botnet communication activity detected in the network. Exploitation, hosts that have been are exhibiting behaviors of exploitation themselves. Then you have DDoS source. These are alerts for an internal host potentially involved in DDoS activities. We also have Ddos Targets. That's alerts for internal hosts potentially being targeted by DDoS activity. So a little subtle difference there. Then we have data hoarding, right? Host observed moving large amounts of data internally to the network. And exfiltration is the opposite of that, right? Hosts sending significant amount of data outside of the network. Policy violation, alarms triggered off of policies and custom events defined by Stealthwatch systems administrator. So you would define policies, and those policies could be if this operational environment ever talks outbound, I want to know about it. And then anomaly, right? Other anomalous detected behavior. And the severity is color-coded based on the overall security risk given the alarm category. And if you look here, now we're looking at top alarming hosts. So these are hosts, or top 7 alarming hosts in the network based on an aggregate amount of alarming behavior they've been involved with. So you can pivot right into the host. So the IP address there, you can click on it and you'll go into the host itself. There's an eclipse there that gives you a couple of options. And then you can see the categories, right? So PV is policy violation, DH is data hoarding. So you can pivot on any one of those as well. Then we move over to alarms by type. Now, alarm by type is, depicting the past week's alarm trends broken down by day and alarm types. You can see I'm pivoting very quickly. And the one beside that is today's alarms, and I'm highlighting crypto compliance, high concern index, relationship. All of these are pivotable. So what I mean by that is you can click them and drill into those specific events themselves. Cognitive. So cognitive is our ability to provide machine learning based on behavioral analytics against internal network traffic that's selected, that you select, or traffic that might be going externally. And so you can see here we got affected users by risk, and we go from critical to low, and it gives you a score of the host and maybe some insight into it, ransomware, banking, Trojan. You can see this is also part of our encrypted traffic analytics platform. And what's cool with cognitive is there's 2 kind of outcomes. Detected means that, and a score means that you might want to dig into it. You need to do further analysis. And then confirmed would be that obviously there's something that we've validated. And then we had flow exporters, so the collectors themselves and the traffic that comes in, and then top applications. So here I'm at the dashboard, right? So network security is the one we're focused on today. That's what we're looking at here. But we also have cognitive threat analytics, and I mentioned that earlier. That allows you to pivot into cognitive more around that machine learning side, as well as our encrypted traffic analytics. We also have Stealthwatch Cloud. So Stealthwatch Cloud could be something that's in AWS, right? Taking VPC logs in. Under monitor, we have hosts, right? This observes hosts on the network as well as any alarms associated with them. Host groups are groups of hosts providing information of observed network traffic activity, alarming behavior, top hosts of concern, etc. Users, this displays all observed users on your network as well as alarms associated to them. And then we have interfaces, right? These are, displays interfaces of exporters, so network devices themselves. When we go into under Analyze, we're able to do flow search. So you'll probably spend a lot of time in this tool here because you would probably do, quite a bit of analysis. And flow search allows us to search on multiple different attributes, and we'll do more of that in a later video. Save searches are searches that you feel that are common that you would save, so you don't have to recreate them every time. You just, click go, basically. Saved results are the output or the outcomes of those searches that you've ran. Host search brings up host search screen that allows you to quickly query information of observed host. First seen, last seen on the network, how much data transfer, etc. And then copyright infringement is also there, right? So this allows you to quickly look at that. There's a couple of other things under job management. This is a list of saved and ongoing flow queries that are executed by SMC. There's configure, which we're not showing you here because it's locked out on the interface. And so you get some role-based access control here. But you have network classification. So currently locates host engaged in scanning activity, not in the scanner's host. As an example, host group management allows you to modify host groups, schema, that Stealthwatch has been configured to monitor. We have applications, so you can go in and make custom application definitions. You have policy management, so you can create custom security events, relationship events, so define relationship types between host groups that we might want to look for and set thresholds on. And then you have core events, right? Give management access Stealthwatch monitoring algorithms themselves. Then we have under deploy. Again, you don't see this, but there's ICE integration, Active Directory, and then Stealthwatch Cloud, right? The AWS example I mentioned earlier, or Azure, or GCP. We also have the ability to, change, look at help, resources, change passwords, etc. We can search for hosts and users. So that's it. Quick walkthrough of Stealthwatch Enterprise 7.x. Pretty cool stuff, very visual, and it's going to be very powerful in regards to really or truly understanding what's happening in the environment.